Hey fellas, Meat Trapper here. Today we're going to check out a prototype of a new knife that's going to be made by WC Knives, and it's called the Master Sportsman. The first thing we got to do is we got to go out and we got to catch something to skin so we can put it through its paces. So let's get started. Alright, we're having a good morning. There's another one up there, right there sitting on the bank. That was a caster mound set that I made. There he is right there. Not bad. Good looking beaver. Zoom in a little bit. You can see a TS-85 on his hind leg. Another hind leg catch on the left, just as I had placed the trap. That tells me he was caught coming up out of the water because the trap was on the left hand side. There we go. Looks like these WC Knives are going to be getting a workout. Alright, we have a beautiful, beautiful knife to test today. This is a WC Knives Master Sportsman. Now, this knife is still in R&D, and that's one thing that I'm doing is I'm helping test this design and give my feedback and thoughts on it. So this is a R&D model. This may or may not be what the final model looks like. Alright, we are going to start with the tough cut around the tail, and once again I'm going to use that curved Scandi and that tooth to really bite into all this cartilage. You can see that, just look at that, what a clean cut, and you can see exactly how that tooth is working there. Just an ingenious design. Really works great. And I'll do the back. And you can see that's cartilage right there. That's very tough cartilage. This stuff, man, I can already tell this knife is just slicing. You can see it's already sliced all the way through to the tendons. It's just slicing like a laser. And so we'll ring those legs. Notice how I'm using that curved Scandi part and that tooth to do that ringing. Hopefully that'll show up on camera. Just like that. And we'll ring the other one. You can see I'm not using the belly of the blade. I'm using that curved Scandi and that tooth to just wring those legs out. That's where a lot of the wear and tear on a blade comes in, is when you're bumping bone, you're cutting through all the tendons and the cartilage and all of that tough stuff. But that, you can see that's nothing, man. Wow. This is a tough portion of the beaver to work on, and this is just slicing it like it's not there, like it's just get that. Now we'll make our center cut, and let's get that going. Oh yeah, look at there. Get that in there, and it just as long as you can push it, it's going to cut. We'll take that all the way up to the chin, right there. Now we're going to get up a little bit and get a little control, and we'll start using the belly on that blade. Easy peasy, man. I love this knife already. Look at that. It's just laying it open. You know, and you see this is not flesh down here. That's gristle. That's like the stuff that's on the shield of a boar hog, you know. It is this right here will dull a regular knife. I mean, now the next task that we want to take a look at is we want to take a look at ringing around the inside of that leg. This is another thing that I love about this knife. Notice how narrow the blade is. You can see this is it's not a real wide knife, and that's critical for this type of skinning task, and I'm about to show you why. So what we want to do is we want to cut, and hopefully you can see how that knife is going through. We don't want to cut up here, so we want to just be able to go around that leg. You can see that works perfectly going around through there. We'll do the same thing on the other side when we get to it. Now on a beaver, those are your castor glands right there, and that's where the beaver secretes his castor smell. And you can harvest these, dry these, and sell these, and they're bringing, I don't know, $60–70 a pound these days. It's worth more than the fur, that's for sure. I'm doing very, very, very delicate work. I'm peeling that membrane right off. And it's kind of warm out here today, so this is not something that's been firmed up, you know, or easy to work with. This is still fresh, and you can see it's hard to get a hold of. I want you to look at that detail work. See, I can get that membrane right off of it. Really, really excels at slicing. Because believe me, you do not want to, hopefully you can see that, you do not want to cut that castor gland, trust me. Look at that, you see the membrane? I'm being careful, but just slicing it. People think you may not need a knife that can slice. For outdoor work, I would disagree with you. You can see what I'm talking about when I keep saying we're hitting bone. See that? That hide is attached directly to the bone right there. That's where the tooth is just such a neat thing. And we're down into the nose. We're about to cut the nose, going through all that cartilage. Once again, I'm down there in that part of the blade. That's it, he's skint. About that beaver, all I've done is take the blade and wash it off, get the fat and the grease off of it. So let's see. There you go. Even on that tooth where I was dragging it across the bone, it just continuously slices clean. One final word, since this is made out of Nitro V, which is a stainless steel, this is all the care the blade needs. Just wash it off, dry it, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it staining, rusting, or anything else. So, what are my final thoughts on the Master Sportsman? So if you spend any amount of time turning animals into food, or any amount of time in the kitchen turning food into good, delicious meals, I strongly suggest that you check out the Master Sportsman. This thing slices like there is no tomorrow. And I'm not out building log cabins. I'm not out fighting the Taliban. I'm feeding myself and my family, and this blade is absolutely superb. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is a prototype. By the time this model goes into production and hits the market, there may be some minor changes, so keep that in mind. This is a prototype that I've been working with. But overall, I love this knife. I give it 5 stars. It is my go-to meat and kitchen prep knife now. Hope this was useful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Well, like I said in the opening of this video, the model that I tested was a prototype, and all WC knives are actually tested in the field, and many times they go through multiple iterations of design before they actually hit the production line. And that's the case with the Master Sportsman. The model that's actually going to be the production model is the result of all of this testing, and it has a couple of changes from what you've seen in this video. Number one, and the biggest change, is that it's going to be a full flat grind rather than a hollow grind. Now what this does is this puts more steel behind that edge and makes for a stronger blade without negatively impacting the slicing and dicing ability of the knife. The second change is that the handle has been slimmed down a little bit to make it a more slim, compact, easier to pack on your belt hunting style knife. So let's take a look at the final version here just quickly, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. This is a great blade.